Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my strategy of flipping for these last 6 months. And I'm going to be showing you guys how you can actually make a real killing off of flipping sports cards in 2023. You guys know whatever tactics that I find and start to work really well for me and I test them myself. I do always like to share it with you guys. I understand there's a lot of people out there who have a method, have a tactic, and they like it. And they like to keep it to themselves, but that's not me. For me, I believe there's room for everyone to benefit in this hobby, for everyone to make money in this hobby, because I truly believe that the hobby is, something that us all can connect with. And so if we can make money doing it, it is incredibly fun. And so I'm going to be breaking down my strategy over these last 6 months. So without further ado, we are going to hop right into this video. So first and foremost, the biggest mistake I see investors making right now, flippers making right now, is not staying focused on a specific category, not staying focused on a specific subset of players. It's very easy to get carried away, see a bunch of different deals out there, and fetch each and every deal. You're like, oh, that's 30% off comps. That's for 70% comps. That's for 65% comps. But the truth is that buying for a percentage of comps is not always the best method. It is a good subset to know how much you want to pay for a card, looking at comps, but at some point you do not want to jump at a card just because you're getting it for 65% of comps or 70% of comps, because that does not at all determine how much you will be able to sell it for. And this is something I've really learned over these last 2 years, especially with the market going down. It's very easy to get caught into cards and not be able to sell them if you're not buying the right players, if you're not buying the right cards, if you're not buying the right variations. You could have a great deal on your hands, but you cannot find someone to pay more than what you paid for it. And that is something to really keep in mind. So the first tip that I will give is always buy cards with enough comps if you are trying to flip your money up. If you are trying to short-term flip your cards, you always want to buy cards with a good amount of comps, just because it makes it a lot easier for you to sell it to that next person. If they can see, all right, here's the comp, here's what I'm paying, boom, you can sell it right away. If you go ahead and offer, especially if it's a more expensive card, and there's not many comps, it is very tough to convince someone to pay top dollar because they are always thinking in the worst case scenario. In the worst case scenario, this card could be worth $7,000, when in reality it's an $11,000 card, but there's no comps, so they want to be ultra safe. When there's no comps, people get scared. And when people get scared, they're not going to make the strongest offers. And so when you have cards with specific comps, more so recent comps, or at least some comp at that same grade would be great. It just gives the next buyer a lot more confidence to be able to pay a higher number. So that is something that I truly genuinely believe in when flipping cards. I know a lot of people say go for the 101s, go for the logo mans, go for the real rare stuff, and yes, you could make higher percentage margins on them, but it will be a lot slower of a process to move those cards just because it's tougher to find that buyer who's willing to take that leap of faith. So I would just say it's more risky, higher reward. But if you're trying to flip and grow your money as fast as possible, I would suggest making as many flips as possible. And if you're making as many flips as possible, you want to be in cards that can move fast and have plenty of comps so buyers can go ahead and buy from you. Now, secondly, I do want to really stress this point. A lot of people don't have specific players they're looking for. They don't have specific sets they're looking for. They are just out there trying to find good deals. This works for a lot of people who have a big enough network to sell cards to everyone, but I tell a lot of my subscribers and people who follow me on my membership program that if you do not have the biggest social media presence, if you do not have a good Facebook group of people that you sell to consistently, if you do not have a well-established name in this hobby, it is very important to stick with relevant players when you are flipping. For me personally, even though I would say I have ways to move cards, I personally stick to 5 to 10 players across MLB, NFL, and NBA that I believe I can move any card for right now for pretty much comps. There's some players that come to mind right now, guys like Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, just guys who I know right now, if I had a card of theirs, it would be gone within a week. And that is simply how I think. I want to be in those cards. I don't even have to believe in them for the long term. I don't have to believe Trevor Lawrence is going to be a great quarterback next season. I just know right now I can move his cards. So I'm going to be hyper-focused on finding good deals of his cards so I can just move them and move them fast. So that is something I highly recommend you guys do, especially if you do not have many ways of selling cards. Stick to the players that are hot at the moment, buy them at the best prices possible, sell them as close to comps as possible. That is the single-handed strategy that has really taken me to the next level over these next 6 months, is sticking to the hot players, the players that are on the rise. And flip of mine recently was Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's card market is, since he got his big contract, has started to really heat up because people have really realized how low his cards were. And, you know, I was able to move his $11,000 card within 4 hours. So just buy it for a great deal, sell it for, you know, a fair price, and boom, you're done. You made your money. And so that's something I highly recommend. Stick to the players that are hot. I know everyone says don't buy into the players that are hot. That pertains to investing. I totally believe in that when you're actually investing in a player and holding them. But when you are trying to flip and make money in 2023, you want to get in and out of cards like that. And if you're getting in and out of cards like that, easiest cards to get in and out of are players that are extremely hot, players whose cards are on the rise, players whose cards people are willing to pay comps on right now. And so there are definitely a handful of players at each moment of time where they're just very hot. You know, and so I definitely believe that if you are out there trying to flip, these tips can really take you to the next level. I would at least suggest trying them out. They've really worked for me, and I do believe they would really work for you as well. So I really hope a lot of you guys try it out. And let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Maybe some other tactics that you guys are using in 2023 that are really helping you guys as well. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. We are on a road to 50,000 subscribers, so it means so much to me if you guys could drop a subscription if you enjoyed this video. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.